Coming up next on Small Town Big Deal.
I'm Dasher, I'm Dancer, I'm Prancer and Vixen.
We're dashing off to Midland, Michigan, revealing the trick to being a first-class St. Nick. And then we're off to the spot where the story of Christmas begins with a little bit of a Texas twist.
Tell me, have y'all heard the good news?
What news?
About the Messiah being born here in Bethlehem.
The Messiah?
Yes, the Son of God.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney and Jann.
And I'm Jan Carl. Now, if you've ever wanted to be Santa, even if it's just for one day, listen up.
Because here in Midland, Michigan, we found a place that suits anyone with a yearning to walk in Santa's shoes.
Don't adjust your set. You're not seeing double, or triple for that matter.
Good morning, kids.
At first glance, it may look and sound a bit surreal. But we are surrounded by a ho lot of Santa.
It's a place of spirit. It's a place where your faith comes out.
You just leave here feeling like you're such a part of the family.
Love Christmas, love children.
For 3 days every October, the magic of Christmas descends on Midland, Michigan, much like a gentle snowfall.
Midland, Michigan is about 110 miles northwest of Detroit, or 3,300 miles from the North Pole.
These festive license plates belong to a class of about 300 very driven students, all attending the C.W. Howard Santa School.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
When Tom Valent isn't busy running his construction company, he donates his time as dean of the school.
I just love doing it. Like sometimes I call it a hobby gone bad.
I call it a hobby gone good.
That hobby has helped the real Santa, who gets quite busy at Christmas time.
His school trains people as Santa's helpers by upholding and honoring the spirit of St. Nick.
In this small town, we call it Santa's Family Reunion because all the parents and all the kids see all these Santas in town. So we say they're all Santa's cousins.
And when 300 Santas come to town, they're A-list celebrities.
Tom, what are the qualifications for a good Santa?
The Santa heart, you gotta go right to the heart. The belly we can add on, the hair we can add. It's in the heart.
Merry Christmas, kids.
With some hands-on experience, the school's curriculum is designed to ignite the spirit of one's inner Claus.
You can't teach this wonderful trade in 3 days. So what we do is we hit on lots of different things and build their quest to learn more.
Merry Christmas, kids.
Tom offers access to a specially designed flight simulator for piloting flying reindeer.
I'm Prancer and Vixen.
Piloting reindeer is important, as is one-on-one time with these two, who coincidentally, or not, have the names Comet and Blitzen.
And these two love raisins and apples,
I do too.
not carrots.
Leave maybe some apples and raisins this
Exactly,
Christmas Eve,
yeah.
right? Hi, Comet.
Tom even turns his company's warehouse into a makeshift workshop.
But not just any workshop.
This morning at Santa's workshop, we're going to make an Appalachian Mountain clogging doll, also known as Dancin' Dan.
When class starts, a bell won't ring.
Instead, an accordion plays.
Oh, no.
The other end.
This is why the elves work all year long. So at the rate I'm building my toy, I might be the first elf ever fired. Did I do something wrong? I did. There we go. What do you think of Santa School so far?
I love it. I get to work with the greatest people in the world. I mean, I get to learn new ideas on how to bring joy.
The feeling it gives me is why I keep on going. I do it to make everybody happy, but it makes me happy.
And when it comes to happiness, one of the most recognizable icons of Christmas is the Polar Express.
Santas get asked a lot about the Polar Express because kids want to know about the North Pole, about the Polar Express.
The train in the 2004 animated movie was modeled off the train we're on today.
It's stationed a half hour from Midland at the Steam Railroading Institute.
Polar Express, I think it's awesome.
Good, so be good for goodness sake.
Inside of every adult, if we let it there, there's a little kid.
Lectures at the C.W. Howard Santa Claus School include perfecting the ho-ho-ho.
And there's even a class on sign language, in case a little one who is hearing impaired climbs up on Santa's lap.
How are you?
But beyond all the fun, these Santa's helpers also deliver the kinds of gifts you won't find underneath a tree. Often they discover this themselves while on the job. Riley Lloyd's chosen career is that of a doctor. But last Christmas, a young boy approached him who looked depressed, who had been told at home he was not a nice boy.
I said, well, what would you like for Christmas? He says, I just want to be on the nice list. I said, on the nice list? And I told him, you know, I'm Santa, and tonight I took you off the naughty list, and you never have to worry about what anybody tells you. You're a nice person. The smile that came on his face was like your smile right now. And you could see in just a few words the impact you have on kids.
Santa School ends with a pomp and circumstance you'd expect from a place like this.
The more you give of yourself on being a good Santa and teaching families how to give, the more you're going to get back.
As this year's schooling came to a close, we learned that the suit can make almost anyone look like Santa. But what truly matters is the heart and soul that lies within the suit.
Up next, we're off to the spot where the story of Christmas begins with a little bit of a Texas twist.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl.
And we are in Burnett, Texas, and their main street is decorated for Christmas, probably much like yours back home.
That's right, but here they have two main streets. The other one, it's a little over 2,000 years old, and it brings the real meaning of Christmas to life.
It sure does.
Burnett, Texas, to be exact.
Welcome to Bethlehem.
For 2 weekends every December, this small town transforms itself, transporting all of us back in time.
Geese, the ducks, chickens, and roosters. Grass for sale, finest in all of Bethlehem.
Welcome. Thanks for coming to Bethlehem.
Making cups and bowls for the inn.
Burnett, which is an hour's drive northwest of Austin, with a population of only about 6,000, has been presenting Main Street Bethlehem for nearly 3 decades.
That first year, the sets were very meager.
They began as hospital sheets that we purchased and wooden frames that they were nailed to, and then we painted the sheets.
It's clear this wasn't about a fancy set.
We didn't know what we were doing. We weren't equipped for it, but God showed us what to do, and people came, and we just told the story.
Founder Norman Leftwich was surprised how his idea caught on.
Because we had about 3,000 people come that first year. Wow. And every year that number doubled for quite a while until we were having about 20,000.
In a few years, a permanent recreation of the Middle Eastern town was finished.
When you first started back in '93, did you ever think it would evolve into this?
No, and didn't have a clue.
It's far surpassed even your dreams.
Yes, very much.
Today, a cast of 150 bring the story to life. Innkeepers, tax collectors, merchants, Roman soldiers, townspeople, and about 50 other volunteers.
You're helping people live the experience. You're helping them be there. So thank you.
Many of the cast and crew have been part of all of it since the very beginning.
We just thought initially we would do it a year or two, but people keep coming and coming, from all over Texas and all over the United States, so as long as they're coming, we'll keep telling the story.
Then as night falls, it's time to share the main streets of Bethlehem with all who travel here to see it.
Step forward and be counted.
I wonder if they'd really sell me some brass or a chicken.
We can go see.
They are like my family, and I'm sad to have to sell them to pay my taxes.
It is well known about you, Matthew. You collect much more tax than what is owed.
Fresh vegetables.
Everybody is so into their role.
Oh, man.
Finest bread in all of Bethlehem.
An added culinary experience is fresh-baked bread. It's given away to everyone.
But how does a town this small prepare enough bread for 20,000 visitors? Step 1, get up before the sun.
Step 2, find some enthusiastic volunteers.
Oh, now that actually kind of feels fun.
Step 3, find an expert.
Okay, make sure that everything gets mixed properly. To be honest, the first year we did it, I was not happy.
Man, it's getting really sticky.
I grew up in a bakery, and my daddy got us up every day at 4 o'clock in the morning before we went to school, and I was not looking forward to this ever again.
Yeah.
But it didn't take long for him to fall in love with Main Street Bethlehem.
Something grew on me that I felt like I needed to do that, to be grateful to God for what He's done in my life.
And on this day, we'll help make 250 loaves of homemade bread.
We're going to turn it over. Every individual is going to get a lump.
You might try this at home.
Oh, he's not. He's not.
And even this delicious bread is designed to do one thing tonight: point people to the real Star of Bethlehem.
I'm blessed when I see those little kids excited about coming to Bethlehem and tasting the bread and get to see the baby Jesus.
Tell me, have y'all heard the good news?
What news?
About the Messiah being born here in Bethlehem.
The Messiah?
Yes, the Son of God.
Why would our king be born in a stable?
Not sure, but an angel came to me.
More than anything, I want them to realize what it was like the night that the Savior was born. You know, that it was ordinary. There was no fanfare, there was no spectacle. It was just a dirty little town, crowded with people. Mary gave birth to Jesus, you know, the Savior of the world. So I want them to leave just feeling like they've been in His presence.
Coming up next,
Get here tonight in the city of David.
past the chaos of Main Street to the quiet of the manger.
And Joni Eareckson Tada, an extraordinary woman who puts joy in your heart faster than anyone we know.
Share your joy with others. Christmas is just too big to keep to ourselves. We just have to pass it on.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
Every year, thousands of visitors fill the streets of the small town of Burnett, Texas for Main Street Bethlehem.
It's designed to give people a sense of what it was like the night Christ was born.
It felt like we were taking a step back 2,000 years.
Beautiful fabric.
Bethlehem bread.
Fine birds for your Sabbath table.
Most of Main Street is busy, noisy,
Collects for Caesar.
but at the stable, it's different.
When you turn that corner and you really grab a hold of what this season is about, and it kind of quietens down back here, you're just like, man, people are really starting to see what this is all about.
Shane and Skylar Love are new parents themselves, and this year, they're in the roles of Joseph and Mary.
I just think of, as a mom, like what was she going through that night? Because you know she knew the story. So just to bring Jesus into this world was a huge weight, I think.
It was amazing, and it really gives you the full effect of how it really happened.
It comes to life. It really does, you know, because they hear all the Bible stories as a kid, but they get to walk through it and it actually comes to life.
It's just beautiful. It's real. It's just like, it's like going into Bethlehem at that time and just becoming part of it.
Shalom, peace be with you.
That's what keeps the volunteers coming back year after year as the tradition passes to a new generation.
We love being in Bethlehem, and we realize how special it is that our little church and our little community gets to do this.
A very special Christmas tradition, a big deal in this small town, deep in the heart of Texas.
You know, there's a saying that goes something like, it's Christmas in the heart that puts Christmas in the air.
And if there's one person that embodies that saying, it's our good friend, Joni Eareckson Tada.
After a diving accident at age 17 left her a quadriplegic, Johnny founded and is the CEO of Johnny and Friends, working tirelessly as an advocate for people with disabilities.
Paralyzed for more than 50 years, Johnny says it's her faith that keeps her going and guides her in her passion to serve others. Her passion for Christmas is also easy to see.
I love talking about Christmas, my favorite time of year, right? I don't know about you guys, but boy, when you turn on the news nowadays, everything is so dark, everything is so discouraging, so much negativity, so much conflict, so much brokenness in the world. And I think Christmas comes bursting on the scene, and it's all about hope. It's all about joy. It's all about a bright new perspective. And when we hear that Christmas phrase, and the angels sang, "Peace on earth, goodwill to men," and in our hearts, we're longing for that peace. We don't see it in the world, but we so want that peace in our hearts. God intervened on Christmas night. He sent Jesus as his peace treaty. There's no longer conflict between God and man.
Peace on earth kind of has to start with us. And
absolutely.
And when it does, whew, all of a sudden you feel the weight lifted off of you.
You do, don't you?
Yeah.
Because God gives a gift, okay? He gives the gift in his son, Jesus Christ, who's born on Christmas. Well, what do you do with a gift? You don't just let it sit there. You don't watch others enjoy it. No, if you want to experience the benefits of that gift, you have to receive it. You have to open the gift.
I've heard you say many times, Christmas is not just about his birth. It has a deeper meaning because it also shines all the way to the cross.
Absolutely. In fact, I drew a sketch. Billy Graham wanted me to draw a unique rendering of Mary holding baby Jesus. And so as I drew this rendering, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, the folds in her cloth where her legs are look like hills. And so I kept drawing these hills. And before you know it, I realized I'm being led to the hill of Mount Calvary, where those 3 crosses are. And I don't think we can really talk about the cradle unless we connect it to the cross. Christmas and Easter is one and the same. It's one big, wonderful story.
Sometimes I struggle because at Christmas time I don't know what to say to someone who feels so disengaged.
Rodney and Jann, I know there must be friends watching us right now and they haven't experienced that hope. Their world is pretty dark. They're dealing with a deep disappointment, perhaps a grief, a loss. Well, God's joy, God's peace and hope is meant for them. There's a way that we can connect with those people to share with them the joy that exudes and overflows in our own life. Christmas is just too big to keep to ourselves.
We hope you've enjoyed this special Christmas edition of Small Town Big Deal.
Whenever we're with Johnny, whether it's Christmas or any other time of the year, it's so uplifting.
She's one of my heroes in life.
Absolutely, mine too. And Burnett, Texas, our hats off to them. What a Bethlehem production they put on.
Oh, that was so cool. And then Santa School, can you believe that?
Okay, now I want to hear your ho, ho, ho.
Oh, no, not so good. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl.
Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
Try this.
Huh? And of course, the King David Inn and Resort.
In resort? What do you mean in resort?
Oh, okay, I was ad-libbing. I might try this at home.
Now, that would really be a wonder. I think you're going to do Wonder Bread instead.
Do you do the bacon at home?
No. My wife begged for me to make bread for dinner, so Christmas, and I don't. I really don't.
A lot of children are going to come up and they're going to ask you, Santa, do your reindeer fly? How do your reindeer fly? You get all 9 of them hooked up in that sleigh and you hold on real tight. And you go, get reindeer, And I'll tell you, bam, you're like on that next roof just like that.